Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, people don't recognize the new office.
That's
Maybe I
right. You're
should
in a new
hold.
spot. You got to hang up. That thing looks heavy.
It is heavy. It's a big piece of plastic. I'm gonna hold it up for the crowd. There we go. Now we know who
Matt,
we're working with here. Matt, the
that's
mortgage
right.
guy. That thing will go up in the next couple days. We'll have it on
There
there
you
by
go.
next Wednesday.
There you go. Well, hey, one of the things I wanted to do today, we got actually National Association of Realtors existing home sales. We're actually going to bring up their summer report, but just to level set everybody, going into this report, expectations were for 4.17. I thought we would come in under. I called 4.08. It came in at 4.09. So I love the nailed it shirt on that one. But what I thought was interesting is the West, where you and I are, is getting crushed. And luxury, $1 million above, getting crushed. So I want to bring up the report. You and I go through it. People can find it at National Association of Realtors. I think I'll actually show the URL, but let's go. One sec. All right. So hopefully that's coming up for you.
You called sub 4 million before anybody. I gotta give credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah, it's coming.
When we were at 7 million,
Yep.
sub 4 was a pretty big call.
Nailed it. Yeah, it may come in December or it might be January. January is a really slow month. But here we go. So it's right off national, so go to cdn-nar-realtor. Again, you can see the link up here in my browser. But anyways, so what is this 9-page summary? So first off, existing home sales, right? They peaked in, I guess that's January of 2021 at 6 million, 6.6. We were just at 6.5 million. Now we're all the way down here at 4.09 million, heading to sub 4. You could see that we had that one, I think that was in April, right after the world shut down, we were here. But you can see this trend. And again, I called sub 4 when we were way up here at 6.5. So saw this one coming.
Yeah, it's interesting too, because like I'll be the first to admit, I don't see any event that's going to help this. Builders
Yeah,
are in advance building a lot less.
yeah, they're going to slow
Foreclosures
down.
aren't
Yep.
coming.
Mm-mm.
Buyers who are sitting in great interest rates
Not the
are
move up buyer's
still,
dead. Move up
yeah,
buyer's
are
dead.
still locked. And you called that one too. Okay, give you credit for the move up buyer being dead. It was less apparent to people 6 to 9 months ago as rates started to go up, and we started saying, oh, first time entry level is going to be not hit nearly as hard as the move up, and the move up, to your point, has just fallen off of a cliff.
Yeah. So then we got the median existing home price. Again, what is this? This is down like 40% roughly. Price off its peak, it's down, let's call it 10% roughly.
Yep, it's about 10.
Yeah, again, you can see seasonally we go down. Usually this is a bigger drop than normal for sure. I think we're up year on year only 3.5%, which I think we'll see in a minute. But yeah, prices rolled over for sure. Oh yeah, here it is. Here's our year on year prices. You can see appreciation has clearly hit a wall, clearly slowing down. Could it be negative in December? Maybe. If it is, I'm wrong. Um, Not calling it to be negative, but we'll see. I got one more month. This one is interesting. Existing home sales percentage change year over year. Look at that. Just
wow,
crazy drop. And it's been down, what's that, 12 months in a row, I guess? Yeah. And these are year on year numbers. That just shows you again, when I say the Fed broke housing, they didn't break it when they rose interest rates. They broke it when they had rates too low for 2 years.
Oh yeah, well, specifically August of 21. Yeah. A lot of mortgages were written, and I remember my birthday's early August, and you try to pinpoint the very lowest point in mortgage rates.
Yeah.
August of 21, there was a lot of times where it bounced. The 30-year was at 2.6 or whatever the heck it got down to. That was a point where it was super, super low. So Q4 of 21 was versus other years, a huge year. And I think this is like what people don't understand about stats is when the stats look dramatic like this, it's because of the drama of 2021,
Right.
the steroid injection. And now
Correct.
steroids are gone.
Yep.
And so we're seeing these huge declines because, you know, as much as real estate is seasonal, not as many people buy in the winter, all these things. When you've got 2.6% interest rates, people out there buying, no matter if it's October or June. And so it's no surprise to me, knowing what I know about what interest rates did and how crazy of a market it was Q4 of 21, that these numbers are as drastic as they are for year over year.
Here's the interesting one that, again, there's a lot in this chart, so we'll break down each bar. First off, we'll go right to left. Days on market. This is something else I'm calling, and I've told people this is coming. This will eventually be over 40 days. Days on market is slowing down.
Yeah, I'm surprised that, like, I guess since it's national, right? Like,
Yeah.
days on market being up 30%, you know, from 18 to 24.
Yeah.
It feels more drastic than that. So to your point, yeah, like that number is going up for sure.
Yeah, it's going to go up month to month. Distressed sales. Hey, if I wanted to create a fear-based channel, I could say distressed sales doubled. Up 100%.
Up 100%. Distressed sales. The sky is. I mean, you could have a good thumbnail, Mike. You could get 50,000 views, man.
There you go. There you go. But I won't do that. Cash sales. Again, who doesn't care about interest rates? That would be cash buyers. Sales to investors down, right? It's hard to get cash flow today. It makes sense that that's down. I am encouraged that first-time home buyers are up. They're getting a better chance, right?
Yeah, and you know, to put some color on that, since I'm in the mortgage industry, the first-time buyers that found it impossible, 3.5% down FHA, down payment assistance, anything where they were competing against somebody who was willing and able to write 70,000 above ask, release all their contingencies. It's a good sign for first-time home buyers. It's a you know, gonna be that type of year in 2023.
Yeah.
More FHA, more VA, more first-time home buyers, because they're able to compete. And you know, one of the biggest hurdles for first-time home buyers especially is the cash for the down payment.
Yes.
And so getting seller credits, structuring it away where you're only out of pocket 3.5%, your closing costs are paid for, is very helpful for first-time home buyers.
Yeah, I mean, just to give you a feel, right? So I bought a property, flipped it in 42 days. As you know, that can't go FHA. I listed it on day 43. 3 of my first 4 offers were FHA.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, first-time home buyers are out there. Unfortunately, I can't say yes to an FHA buyer, at least not yet. But yeah, so pretty crazy.
Did you have the agent put that in the remarks?
We did, but it doesn't matter. Agents don't read remarks.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't want to say
it's there, and it's actually in capital letters, just because it's important. But anyways, existing home sales by region. Again, this is of the total, so the South makes up a lot, and I've confirmed the South is Texas to Florida, right, up to South Carolina. So it's a big market. Midwest, yeah. So again, kind of the expensive markets, West and Northeast, feeling it the most.
Yeah.
This one was interesting by range. And we'll see. The final chart is really visible. But again, where's all the activity? I think median home price was 370, I think is what we saw above.
Yeah.
So again, you could see, you know, where prices are, you know, 44% in the kind of everything else.
Yeah, right. And then like some of those areas that are popular in the Midwest and South, you know, you probably still get sub 250 as a first-time home buyer.
This is the one that I thought was most interesting to me, is where's the pain? 40, like million and above, 41% crash in transactions.
No surprise to me, Mike. I mean, we looked at my personal scenario. I'm in a new office about a mile from my oldest son's future high school, and looked at housing in this area because it's a really, really nice area. Wasn't willing to leave my 2.5% fixed rate 30-year loan Go
Shocking.
buy a small upgrade in house to be in a
And
nicer
double your
neighborhood.
payment.
Oh, dude, it was at least triple. It
Oh,
was,
Jesus.
yeah.
No thanks.
And looking at it right now, it might be quadruple.
Yeah.
To
Just
go
doesn't
buy
make sense.
something that's 30 to 40% more than the home I live in. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the
Yeah.
sweet little mortgage I got.
And this is, and again, when you look at median price, which again, we just looked earlier is down 10%. The reason it is down so much is we have seen above the median, which again, the median is 370. So just take the last 3 bars. These guys are down over, if you average that out, it's probably 36%. It's just a
Yep.
larger drop than these ones. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons. Crazy. So again, that's important from report from National Association of Realtors. I do think this has a 3 on it. It could be December. It might be January. But the other thing I'll tell you, I told on my channel is we are in the bottoming process. This will not go 6.4 to 4 million to 2.5 to 1. There is a floor in housing. There are cash buyers. There are first time buyers. This is not, we're almost there. We've almost reached the bottom. If I think out loud, like the bottom, it could be as low as 3.7. I think it's more like 3.85, 3.89, something like that. So
I was gonna
we're
ask for your
almost
call on
there.
that. What's the lowest it can go?
The lowest of low I could see is 3.7, unless rates pop to 10% because of some black swan. I think we've hit the peak, at least in this cycle. So I think rates are, we're almost to the terminal rate on Fed funds, in my opinion. So I think the 30-year mortgage is plus or minus a quarter from where we are today for the next year, I think. So, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
think.
I mean, I think yeah, a lot of the volatility in mortgage rates is behind us, and it looks to be rather boring for the foreseeable
In
future.
comparison, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh my gosh, we had some wild days. I can be hopeful, right? I can hope for another
Yeah.
November 10th. We should
There you
name
go.
that. We should name that day. Like a 0.5% to 0.5% better in rate one day. It was like the biggest
Yeah.
rate change in a day, like in recorded history. I think
It's crazy.
I'm gonna name November 10th something. I'm gonna celebrate it every year.
There you go.
Because
Buyer's Victory Day.
right, yeah, because in relation to all these charts, and as we talk about demand and how many transactions are going on, rates play a big part in that because people look at payment, it affects affordability, and so to Mike's point, if rates went to 8%, that number would go lower,
Something.
and we'd see
Yeah.
less transactions. If for whatever reason, and black swan events can kind of happen either way,
Sure.
rates go to 5% in the next 30 days. Total transaction numbers are going to go up because demand's going to come back.
Yeah, we're at this point, because again, I think we're bottoming. We are playing for the marginal buyer. Rates go to 5, marginal buyers come back. Rates go to 8, the marginal buyer leaves. Right. So again, the cash buyers, as we saw, I forget the number, 18%, whatever it was. It doesn't matter to them. Rates are irrelevant. But a lot of fun stuff. What's Barry Habib calling? Do you have any idea what he's calling for lately?
He's sticking to his guns with
okay.
Rates are gonna get to 5% by Q2, which it seems less likely to me in my head based on what we
Yeah,
really,
I'd settle for sub 6.
yeah, which
Let
we're
alone
pretty
5.
close. We've seen a little bit of uptick, but we're still. I think the 30-year average on Mortgage News Daily is still 618, 619, somewhere in there. So
Like that.
we're pretty close, and there's enough
flexibility. Half a point gets you sub 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth mention. This is something interesting I haven't thought about before now, Mike. But 6.2 in a market without seller concessions is 6.2. 6.2 in a market where the seller's willing to give concessions in most markets makes it almost to where all the loans that get written are at 599, 575, and then they've got
they're all
the
sub 6
buy down option. So yeah,
I like it.
That certainly helps. Yeah, I mean, I'm
cool.
Mr. Optimism. What can I say?
Well, I don't actually. Sometimes they give you a hard time for being Mr. Optimism. Like, what are you smoking? But I think you're again, as I said in this discussion, I think we're bottoming in transactions. I think we're close. I think we're within 150, 200,000 of the low. but again, I think the next year is a bottoming, and then we figure where we're at in 2024. So getting to a bottom is important because now you can build around that, and I'm excited for it. So where can people find you?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com. Quick little form. We'll be in touch no matter where you're at in the US. We can help. So just get to greatmortgagebroker.com and fill out the form. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, buddy.